Are you still decorating your builds with items and item frames? Well, the future? It's now. That's right. Placing items in survival just became a whole lot more real. My name is Minterfresh, and today we're checking out my newest data pack, Mini Blocks Items Edition. The pack adds over 150 mini blocks for a bunch of different items in the game, and I'm going to show you some juicy build hacks that you can make with them. This pack works a lot like my original Mini Blocks data pack. If you're not familiar with my other pack, what are you doing? You should check that out too, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. Basically, you take your nifty neighborhood stonecutter, give it an item, and you get to turn it into a placeable mini block. And these work just like blocks. Place them, pick them back up. Now some of these have a few different variants you can get, like all of these book options. All of these mini blocks also have note block sounds, so you can take any of them and pop them on a note block and produce some sounds. Most of the mini block names are also translatable, so if I go and change my language, you'll see that all of the names for the mini blocks have now changed to match the current language. Alright, now let's take a look at some build hacks. So here I am, an apple tree that I have built. So it's got a little standard custom tree here that I've plotted around with some apples that we'll take a look at in a moment. But on the ground here we have some that have fallen. We have a barrel here that has some apples in it. We even have a wheelbarrow that is actually using a fire coral block, and this is from the original Mini Blocks data pack. Now if we look up into the canopy of the tree, you'll see there's a whole lot of apples. There's actually two variants. So you see this one is a little bit more 2D, while this one has a little bit of outside detail and make it look a little bit larger, a little bit more shaped. But we can come up here and see all of the apples that are dotting the tree. On this side we have a little secret golden apple that is also growing from the tree, so that's pretty interesting. And you can use this for your landscapes, for decorating around your base, or orchard builds. There's a lot of potential for something like this. Welcome to my bedroom build. Please make sure to take off your shoes before coming inside. Alright, so we have a lot going on in this build, and we have a lot of mini blocks from both packs, and I really want to show you how well they mesh together. So like for example, this lamp and this chest are going to be from the original pack. But if we look up here, we have a nether quartz crystal, kind of like a salt lamp almost, if you want to lick that. Inside the closet, we have some bundles here that, maybe like a bag that you might leave with. Right here, this is a bucket of water, but kind of using that to mimic a cup of water that you might have on your bedside table. Now over here on the dresser, we have a clock, and that is a really nice detail you can have for any sort of home build. Over at my desk, we have a book and quill. So this is maybe something that I'm journaling, planning for my next video, some future packs that you don't have to subscribe to see. We have this really nice TV here, though the mini blocks are from the original pack, as well as this jukebox. But up here we have an ender pearl, and up here we have a totem of undying, which is this, totem head. So this is really a good example in a home setting of how you can take all of these different items and really meld it together into something that feels very lively. And now here we are in a medieval setting, so quite different than where we just were, but let's take a look. We have some copper ingots on this, table bench here, and we have some iron ingots down here. We have kind of a falling apart barrel, and this has some coal in it, including this coal mini block. We have a bucket of lava, which is something you would probably just have, lying around in a forge setting. We have some barrels and stone mini blocks from the original pack. Right here we have a golden nautilus armor, some netherite ingots here. In this barrel we have some water that you might be refilling with this water bucket. And yeah, so that basically is our little forge build that we put together here. And as you can see, the mini blocks really lend themselves to a setting such as this as well. Now, if you've liked what I've shown you so far, just wait until you see what I've been cooking in the kitchen. Alright, so we have a lot going on here, but let's take a peek at everything. We have a knowledge book, or like a recipe book. If we go around here, we have a water bottle, which is next to our brewing stand. And then up on the cabinets, we have some mini decorated pots. These are from the original pack. We have some honey. There's another decorated pot. So right here we have this like corner shelf unit with a clock on it. And then right here we have a mini azalea block from the original pack, which makes this plant design that I really like. But let's return to the kitchen table. We have some berries, we have a loaf of bread, we have a roast chicken, maybe part of some meal that we're setting up. But then we have two mini blocks that are in a very different shape than the others. And that is because we are using armor stands to make some nice effects here. So right here, this is like a large amethyst bud, and that allows us to get this bowl of mushroom stew to have a less, cube shape. That works really nicely on this counter. And then here we have a cookie, which also isn't a cube, and this is an armor stand on top of just a piece of carpet, and that sinks it into the counter just enough to make this really neat looking, cookie that actually looks like it's lying on the table as opposed to, being something this size. So there's a lot of neat tricks you can do with armor stands and the mini blocks. So just a few that I came up with that work well in this setting. Now, many of the mini blocks you've seen in this pack were created by me, including these apples you see up here. But a lot of them were created by other members of the community, and I want to make sure that they get the credit they deserve. So if you take a look in the description of the pack, as well as in a file that is in the zip that you'd be downloading, there is a list of everyone who had textures that appear in this pack. And that wraps up everything for today. But before I get back to cooking, I have two things to ask you. The first is to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed what you saw. The second is to subscribe if you would like to see more packs such as this, but I also post things such as news, ideas, sometimes just chat, there's gameplay too. So if you'd like to see any of that, you should subscribe. And once you've done both of those things, you should look in the description, and there you will find a link to the projects page for Mini Blocks Items Edition, as well as all of my other packs. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.